Hi, everyone. Welcome back to That's Debatable. Today, we're going to be sharing a story time. And this story time taught me a lot about myself. And I may have not wanted to know this about myself, but at least now I know. So let's just get into it. So when I was 21, for whatever reason, I was like so afraid of alcohol. I was like, I don't really want to drink. There was nothing about it that was appealing to me. I was like, I'm going to get drunk, cool, great. Don't really know what that feels like. And I don't like the taste of it. So I was like, you know what? I was that friend that if we're going to go to the club or if we're going to go to a bar, I was not going to drink. That was me, which is so funny if you look at the parallel of my life now, because if you go to a bar, if you go to the club, I'm the friend that's buying the entire bar out. And I'm like, let's go. Which, I mean, again, I don't understand anything about balance, clearly. It's either one or the other, never in between. And maybe that's why my body was naturally telling me not to get into it. But whatever, you know what? That's a whole different episode for a whole nother time. When I was 21, not even recently, I quit Jamba Juice maybe like 2-3 years before. And I met two friends that I'm still friends with to this day. And their names are Josh and Junior. And Junior's definitely going to look at this and be like, why didn't you just ask me to come on and tell the story? But we went out one day and we would hang out all the time. We would go to the city. We would go out to eat. We would have a great time. And one day we were in the city. We had plans to go to Soho because we wanted to go shopping because we were like, we love New York. And we were in like New York era. We were like, we love New York City. It's the best city in the world. Look at the lights. Oh my God. Shortly after, that fantasy is still real for anybody who has never been to New York. Very real. But then you realize the flip side of it when people are throwing human feces at you and also the rats are trying to square up with you. Like that's a whole nother side of things that you don't ever get to see in this winter wonderland. So we're like, let's go to the city. It's going to be cool. It's going to be great. And one thing about me is I love streetwear. I am somebody that if it's not comfortable, I'm not going to wear it. I'm going to be very honest. Unless it's like a super like anomaly event type of thing. Like if I'm going to the Met, like girl, I can't show up in like a tracksuit, even though I probably would try to, but it'll be a big sleigh still. Don't get it twisted. But I love wearing hoodies, leggings, sweatpants, tracksuits. I mean, you guys have probably seen all the episodes. I'm in a different sweatsuit, probably every single one. So that day, the issue with that is that it gets hot and these things don't bring ACs installed at all. I think that somebody needs to invent that. I don't know if it needs to be Elon. I don't know. Somebody needs to invent an AC in a tracksuit because I have to be able to wear this year long because I wear sweatpants and hoodies 365 days out of the year. So I don't care how hot it is. I'm wearing a tracksuit. And I learned my lesson really quick that you can't do that. Because this one day specific, I had this brand new tracksuit. I was really into myself. It was all red. And I got this brand new jean jacket. And this jean jacket was layered on the inside with like fur. And it had a hood. It's big sleigh. I was eating. Loved my life. I was like, I'm that girl. I'm that moment. And we're going to the city. And also I'm wearing like my Doc Martens, which another one. Love Doc Martens. Have a huge collection of Doc Martens. So I get into my car, I pick up my friend Vanessa, and we're gonna go to the city with Junior. And I'm like, I'm so excited. Yay, cool, great, amazing. And this is when I just recently started drinking. And I wasn't like drinking to like black out. I was just casually, having a cocktail here and there. Nothing too crazy. Just because I felt like I was so tired. I don't know if any of you ever get this, but if you're not drinking and you tell your friends who are drinkers that you're not drinking, they want you to drink even more. So I kept running into the like, just take a sip. And I was like, no, 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 no. But I just recently started drinking. Not even recently started drinking because I'm not going to get into that bag. We're not going to get there. But we were just chilling, whatever. My friend Vanessa is like, hey, Emily, it's kind of hot outside to wear that. And it was like maybe 70 to 75 degrees. And I was like, it's not hot, girl. I've worn this in 90-degree weather. It's fine. We have a nice little breeze. We're going to be in the city. We're going to be by the water. It's going to get colder. It'll be fine. And I was wrong. We're driving, pick up my friend Junior, and he's like, dude, you know that it's like 75 degrees out. And I was like, so is anybody acting like I don't have a weather app? Like I can't check my phone? Like I'm not standing outside in the same spot that you are. I have not felt this heat. I know the temperature outside. I feel it. We're all standing in a circle. I understand what's happening. I'm fine. I'm okay. And he's like, all right, I'm just letting you know. And I was like, plus it's gonna get really cold at night. So I'm gonna be fine. You guys are gonna be asking for my jacket by the end of the night. So we go to the city, and because when you put 3 Latinos in charge of plans, you tell us to show up at 4 o'clock, we're going to show up at 6 o'clock. That's just how it moves. That's how we move. So our plan was to be there by like 4 or 5 o'clock. We got to Soho by 7 o'clock. Everything was closed. There was no type of shopping. Nothing was going to happen. Everything was closed. We were like, all right, we just kind of came to the city just to walk around the streets. Cool, great. Love that. And there was a moment that we were like, why don't we just sit down, have a couple appetizers, maybe get a drink, chat, just do what girls do and sit down, share a coochie board and live our best lives. So we sit down. I had maybe one glass of wine. And we're feeling it. We're cool. We're great. And this is when everything took a turn, because the greatest thing about New York City is that you really never know what you're going to walk into. Ever. You never know what you're going to walk into. And we're in Soho, and all of a sudden, it's a whole street of different people's art displays. And it's not like they're just displaying like portraits or paintings. Like it's literal like immersive experiences, all for free, that you just walk into. You walk in and it's like a black room and there's one light and you walk around it. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like I didn't know that this was going to happen. And we're going through those, and there was one specific one that we went into that it's like, because one was you walk in and they give you like, what's that little thing called? That cylindrical thing when you stand in it and it's like, scoop. I don't know what that, it's like a camera that just goes, scoop. And then it takes a picture of you and then it makes you into like a little small person of yourself, I guess. I don't know what the was. It was free though. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to do it. Did that. The light, and this is the first time that I should have probably felt that something was wrong, because I've never felt this before. Once the little machine went scoop, the light was so bright that I like was blinded for like a couple seconds. And I was like, oh my God, like who called paparazzi, bitch? Please, no goddamn. I was like, that was intense. I was like, oh, that kind of hurt my head. And I asked my friend Vanessa and Junior, I was like, did that hurt your head? And they're like, no, like we're fine. Like you're bugging. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm bugging. We're walking to the next installation. All of a sudden, I start to get hot. And I'm like, right, it's hot. It's like 7 o'clock and it's not getting colder. I was like, I feel like it's getting hotter. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's fine. Maybe I should take the jacket off. And I was like, nah, I can't sacrifice the fit. Absolutely not. Can't sacrifice the fit. You got me up. Like, nope, not doing that. So we go into the second like store art installation thing, and it's a black room. There is one spotlight and it's moving around the entire room, and you're supposed to just like try to find it and sit underneath it and find yourself in it. I don't know. It was free. Again, I'm gonna keep saying it was free because this shit was free. So of course I'm gonna experience it. So we go and we're in this black room and I'm sweating low key, and I'm like, yo, I'm hot as hell. And I'm like, but I'm not going to say anything because everybody was telling me that it was hot and this wasn't a weather appropriate outfit, and I'm not going to let them win like that. I'm not about to let them get one on me. So we're in this thing and they're like, oh, let's follow the light. And I was like, okay. Which, I mean, at that point, again, that should have been another sign from the universe if somebody telling me, let's follow the light. Because I'm like, yeah, we'll follow the light. What does it matter? Little did I know, I was for real following the light. Like I was on my way to the other side of what? No idea. But that tunnel saw the light. And we're following it. And instantly, once the light fully hits underneath me, again, my head starts hurting on another level. And I'm like, oof, oh my God. And I'm like trying to like compose myself. So I'm like blinking. And then like my chest gets a little tight. And I'm like, oh my God. What's happening? I was like, maybe this art is really hitting me in my heart. That's what's happening right now. I'm having a one-on-one experience as with art. Maybe I'm going to be an artist. Maybe this is my calling to life. This is my body's way of telling me that I will be the next Picasso. Walk out, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put that calling from the universe on hold because I need to go outside and get some fresh air. So I go outside, and not only am I sweating now, I'm cold. And I'm like, oh my God. And this is before COVID. So I didn't even have the terminology to be like Corona. And I was like, oh my God, I'm sweating, but I'm cold. And I was like, so now I can't even sacrifice the fit because what if I take the fit off and I get colder? And I was like, so I didn't even know what cold sweats were. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting cold sweats, but again, I'm not going to say anything to my friends because if I say something, I swear they're going to look at me and be like, we told you something. I'm going to get mad and I'm going to punch them dead in their face. Because at that point, I was not on my spiritual journey. So I go and I'm like, all right. They're like, let's go do another one. And I was like, yo, these people are trying to kill me. I was like, okay, yeah. No, it's no problem. What I just need water. I'm dehydrated. So we get some water. I'm drinking the water. And I feel like that water just instantly went into my body, out of my pores in cold sweats. And I'm like, every time I'm drinking water, I'm just sweating more. And I'm not somebody that sweats. I feel like I turned that feature off years ago. I don't do it. I don't like to do it. I glisten, bitch. It takes a lot for me to sweat. I'm not kidding you when I say I remember being in elementary dodgeball and everybody sweating their off and me being like, I don't really like that look. I don't think it's going to be for me. So I'm going to turn that feature off. So I don't really sweat too much. So the fact that I was sweating, I was like, yo, I also think just because of the fact that I've worn tracksuits like throughout all seasons, my body is not so easily like susceptible to like heat, I guess. If that makes sense. I know I'm probably going to have somebody in my comments being like, this bitch is stupid. And it's like, all right, relax. I'm just saying this is my experience. Don't invalidate it. And walking out, I'm drinking some water. And again, it's cold sweats. And I'm like, yo, this is getting bad. And they're like, let's go to another one. And we walk into another one. And it I don't know what, it was all light shows. And it was like lasers now. And they're like, this is so cool. This is the best thing ever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm having so much fun. All the while I'm sitting in there, I'm holding my head and I'm closing my eyes in a corner because I don't want them to see me. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. I was like, I literally can't do this. I don't know what it feels like, but I feel like I'm going to pass out. But it doesn't make any sense because I haven't done anything to pass out. Like, I've also just never passed out before like that. So I'm like, I don't know what that feeling really feels like. So we're walking out and I'm like trying to compose myself because I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit better. I kind of put the jacket on off the shoulder so it's not completely off. So the fit has not been sacrificed yet. And we're walking around and my friend Junior's like, oh, I'm feeling a little hungry because we only had like a little small amounts of food at the other place. Why don't we go to this restaurant thing? And I'm like, yeah, cool, great, amazing. Let's sit down. That's a great idea. Let's get out of these light shows. Let's get out of the outside. Let's go somewhere with AC. I just think I need AC and water. That's it. And we walk up to this restaurant and it's one of those restaurants where you have to walk down the stairs to go into. And right in front of you is one big ass neon sign. Huge. Like I have, at that point, it could have been maybe like this big. To me, it was like all of Times Square right there. And when I saw that, I instantly felt like I couldn't breathe. And like, then my vision started getting blurry. And that's when I was like, oh my God, wait. And it turned into cold sweats into just now a full on shower. And I'm like, oh my God. So I grab onto the railing. Again, I don't want my friends to see me. So I grab onto the railing and I go around. And I think I spoke about this previously on the podcast about how I'm a little bit of like a germaphobe when it comes to like hotel beds, like even like, especially like New York City street. If something falls on the New York City street, it's gone forever. If you pick that and you try to use it again, a chapstick, I don't care. It stays on the ground. Like that ground is so dirty. I don't even want to know half of what has been on the New York City ground. So I'm grabbing onto the rail and I try to close my eyes because I'm like, okay, my vision is getting blurry. Maybe my contacts fell out. That makes absolutely no sense. I would have felt them fall out because both of them are both like equally a little like blurry. So I close my eyes, I'll grab onto the railing and I'm like, Emily, just breathe. It's going to be fine. And as I do that, when I try to open my eyes again, boom, collapse on the floor. Fully collapse on the New York City sidewalk. I'm like, oh my God. And at that point, I've never passed out ever. And my friend Vanessa sees it and she's like, Junior, she's on the floor. And he's like, what the? And I was still like coherent. Like I can hear everything. I just didn't know what was happening. I passed out and I started having a seizure on the New York City sidewalk, full on seizing out. Now I'm hearing people screaming like, is she okay? Is she? People must think I am on the craziest drugs, and I promise you I was on nothing except a glass of wine and a couple snacks, maybe some popcorn, and like water. So no drugs, nothing in my system, and I'm fully having a seizure. And my friend Junior like comes behind me and puts my head like right here so that my head doesn't hit the ground. And then he's like, no, she just has to go through it. She just has to go through it. Like, we can't stop her body from doing that because it's super dangerous. If someone's having a seizure, you don't want to like detain them. You kind of have to just make sure that their head is in a place that won't damage them or get them hurt. And he's like, she's sweating. And like, when I took, my hair was wet, everything was wet. Like, I was a hot mess having a full on seizure on the New York City ground. And so much so that when I was like passed out, I thought that they had lifted me and they were running with me. I don't know why I thought that. I deadass thought I was like in Aladdin and they put me on the magic carpet and we were just rolling down the street, like running down the street. I wasn't. I was literally just on the ground having a seizure. And some guy gets out of his car and she's like, is she okay? What's happening? Like, what is she on? And he's like, absolutely nothing. I don't know. She's on water. She's on wine. Like, I don't know. So then right after, maybe it felt like that was like 5 minutes. It was only probably less than a minute. I like come to and I'm like, what the happened? And they're like, dude, you just passed out. You just had a seizure. And I was like, you're lying. Like, for what you got to cause all this drama for? Like, I may have just like maybe just like tripped over myself, but I didn't know. There's no way I just had a full blown seizure. And they're like, no, you just had a seizure. Like, you were seizing. Some guy actually went to the deli because my friend Junior's like, she needs water, get her water. So the guy like ran to the nearest like bodega. And he got me a little small Essentia bottle. And I was like, okay, but big slay. At least he got me, the little bouge one. He was like, you know what? She's having a hard time. We'll spend an extra $1 or $2. So I'm drinking the water and I'm standing up. And my friends are like very scared. They're like, yo, are you okay? What happened? And I was like, I don't know what happened. Like, I really don't know what happened. I just saw the neon sign and instantly like my body just shut down. And my friend Vanessa was like, it's because you're wearing all those layers. And I was like, like, okay, thank you so much for that piece of information. She goes, you should take the jacket off. I don't know why I ran a jacket in 80-degree weather. I said, oh, so now it's going up. Now the degrees are going up. Cool, great. So I was like, okay, maybe you know what? Maybe I overheated. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe my body just overheated and I just have to take the layers off, whatever. I did not feel a full 100% right after that, but I felt well enough to be able to continue walking around, sit down and have dinner. Not at that restaurant though. Cause I was like, I can't go down. Cause they were like, let's just try to go in. Our table is ready. We try to walk in. Again, I see the neon sign. I was like, no. I can't do this. I can't do this. We have to go somewhere else. We have to go somewhere very dark, very dimly lit. I don't think I could do this. And again, at that point, I was under the impression that I had just overheated. So I was like, okay, it's fine. It's my fault. I just was wearing too many layers and the weather was not appropriate for it. Go home, super casual. And I was like, that was just like a weird freak accident. I've never overheated. I don't know what that feels like. So maybe it was just that. I was completely wrong. Because then a couple weeks later, it's Halloween. And my friend Josh and Junior, again, are like, yo, we should go to this frat party. This like soccer house frat party. They're throwing like a Halloween party. We should go. And I said, okay, down. I'll go. Like, doesn't matter. I'm cool. Easy. And at that point, again, I'm not a really big drinker. So I was like, if I'm going to go, especially at a frat house, like, not to go on a tangent, but if y'all are going to a frat house, just like be very careful. Just be extremely careful. That is not the furthest thing from a safe zone that could be a safe zone. So especially at a frat house, I'm not going to fucking drink. So we get to the house and I'm like, okay, cool. Everything is fine. This house is packed. Of course, it's a freaking frat house. Like, it's packed with a whole bunch of people. And there's 2 stairs. So there's stairs going this way to the top floor. And they're like, let's go to the top floor. That's where everyone's at. That's where the alcohol is. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, my 2 friends were drinking. I was like, I'm not going to drink nothing that somebody tries to serve me in a red cup called jungle juice. Sorry, babes. Not doing it. I'm not in the jungle, babes. Not doing it. Don't care. I don't care how good it is. I don't care what type of vodka you put in. I don't care how much pineapple juice you put in it. I'm not drinking your jungle juice. Because for guys, it was $1. For girls, it was free. Thank you so much. I'm great off of that. So we're waiting up there. And at that point, in one side of the room, they have these little lights surrounded. And it's these LED lights. And it's neon, like changing LED lights. And it's red, green, blue, whatever. Every color of the god rainbow, it felt like. And it's just blinking. And it's like red, green, nah, nah. And I'm like, okay, that's whatever. I guess like that's an aesthetic. Cool, amazing. And at this point, I'm wearing an appropriate outfit. I'm wearing like a t-shirt and like cargo pants or something. Because I'm like, or military pants, because I'm a army person. That's my Halloween costume. And we go, and I'm sitting there. They're getting jungle juice. Some guy is being mad, aggravating. Like, yo, drink this. Yo, I made it. It's so good. I promise you. I didn't put anything in it. It's so good. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, can you deadass take 2 steps back? Corona hasn't happened yet, but I'm still going to need that 6 feet to apply right now. Like, I'm not taking your jungle juice, dude. Like, it's fine. And he's like, yeah, come on, do it. Come on. So at that point, I'm like, dude, you're being so aggravating. Like, you're dead on my no type of reason pressing me to drink your jungle juice. I don't want it. I'm going to go into the other room. So we go into the other room, and I bring my friend Josh and Junior. And we're standing there, and instantly the music changes. So now the light changes. So with them having the LED lights that change red, green, they grab a strobe light, and they put that ceiling, and then they start, and now it's a strobe party. And oh my God, even thinking about it right now is like giving me a headache. Then they have the red and green and blue and yellow, and this is like doing this, and then the strobe light is like in and out. So it's like I can't even explain it. It's giving me anxiety even thinking about it. And the moment they put that strobe light, everybody starts going crazy, because I'm like, oh my God, we've never seen light before. Everyone's like, booping and bouncing and this, and I'm standing so still. Like, I wish there was a video of what that room looked like, because everyone is like up and dancing and moving and doing this, and I'm just standing there, and I'm literally like, control, like, get my breathing. Let's get my breathing. And I'm like, for whatever reason, my head was just like, let's control our breathing right now. Let's focus on breathing. That's what we should be focusing on. Why? No idea, but let's focus on breathing. And I was like, oh, it's because I got pressed by some guy trying to give me his jungle. Ew, yuck. But literally, essentially, that's what was happening. This man was trying to give me his jungle, and I didn't want to be there. I'm sorry. I'm not the Jane to your Tarzan, babes. Not doing it. And yuck. I'm like, that's why I'm trying to like control my breathing right now. Maybe I was just like, I was uncomfortable, whatever. It is what it is. And then there's a moment that comes down, and the music just gets so loud that I'm like, let me just try to close my eyes. And the moment that thought registers in my head, let me just close my eyes, it's like I'm Raven Simone, and I'm like, I just had a vision, and the vision was like going back into the future of when I passed out in New York City, and I was like, you know what would be a really good idea? Let me just close my eyes. And right when I say that, I lean on my friend Josh on his shoulder, and I'm like, hey Josh, can we go outside? And he's like, yeah, of course, like no problem. And at this point, we didn't want to tell Josh that I had like a little like seizure episode. So because me and Junior were like, let's just not tell him. Let's not give him a reason to worry. And I'm trying to walk out of like the room. And that house is so packed that there's literally like a herd of, like, that was such a fire. Like it was so dangerous that if there was a fire, we're all fucked, because you literally had to wait on the stairs to get off, as like herds of people were trying to just get in and out of the house. So we get out, and instantly the moment I walk out of that room and like it's normal lighting, like what's in this room, my heart just starts beating. And I'm like, dude, I'm out of that room. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't feel well. I need to go outside. I need fresh air. That is what my body is telling me I need right now. And we're waiting on the stairs. And literally, again, there's 2 flights of stairs that we have to go down. And because there's herds of people, we're not really moving. And I'm standing on the stairs. And again, I'm like, let me just lean my head on Josh's shoulder and like focus on my breathing. And then again, the thought of just close your eyes for a second comes into my head. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like if I keep my eyes open, I might just go tumbling down these stairs. Let me just like find my peace. Let me find my peace within. So I close my eyes, And I put my head on his shoulder. And instantly, the moment I close my eyes, boom, I collapse. And Junior's like, oh, I've been through this. I've been through this rodeo. I bought a ticket to this show. I know what's happening. And Josh is like, Emely. And Junior's like, we have to get her out. We have to get her out. She's going to start seizing. Boom, I hit the ground. I'm on the stairs. Like a bum. I'm on the stairs. And this is when really this actually happened. They actually then grabbed my shoulders and my legs, because the first time I thought that this is what they did, but turns out it was the second time. They grabbed my shoulders and my legs and they were like, move. They were trying to move people out of the way. Because I'm still coherent, I can hear people being like, oh my God, she's so f***ed up. And I wish, never in my life have I cursed somebody out so hard in my head. And the guy who's trying to give me his jungle is like, oh, that was the jungle juice. I was like, first of all, no. Second of all, what the Wait, now you're trying to take credit. Like, that's not good advertisement. Yeah, if y'all take my jungle juice, you're gonna be that girl on the stairs. Like, what? So they're pushing me down. Like, literally, they grab me and they just start running down these stairs, pushing people out of the way. And people are spilling their drinks on me. So I ultimately did end up getting jungle juice. Just, I didn't drink it. It was just on me. People are spilling their drinks on me. Like, I'm fully, like, I can't see anything. I'm trying to, like, open my eyes. At this point, I'm just fully, like, past. I don't even know what realm I was in, but I was not a fully normal person. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm feeling people, like, drop drinks on me. I'm feeling my head hit, like, this way. People are bumping into me. They're trying to get people out of the way. And they're like, Josh and Junior are, like, yelling at everybody. And they're like, yo, you can't get this up if you're going to come to the thing. And he's like, she's having a seizure. And then they're like, oh, all right, everybody clear out. And I was like, I will call the cops on all of y'all. I know y'all are 18 years old. This is underage drinking. I'm going to be a snitch right now, because if you're going to make me feel bad about my medical condition, I'm going to make you feel bad about the fact that you're doing something illegal. I turned into, like, a full Karen for no reason. We finally end up getting outside, and they put me outside in the backyard. And when I felt fresh air hit my body, that's when, like, I finally came to. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm good now. I'm good to go. We're good. I got the jungle juice all over me, but it's fine. We're good to go. And they were like, yeah, it happened again. And I was like, well, it's not because I'm overheating. I'm wearing a T-shirt. And it wasn't even that hot in there. And then I figured out, that's the day that I figured out I am sensitive to light. And I am not, and it's not to be played with. Like, at that point, I wasn't even fully drinking, but there was another moment when I went to the Jonas Brothers. The Jonas Brothers gave me a Seizure episode. Imagine if that was the name of the episode. Oh my God, I'd get sued. They did not. But when I went to go do, like, the content with the Jonas Brothers, there was a nightclub that we were going to do right after. And because now I know what that feeling feels like. I know that if I am in a place where there's a lot of lights and I'm drinking, I am a lot more prone to collapsing on this floor and having a full seizure episode. So literally, I'm standing there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm dancing. You know, at this point, I drink now. I drink casually, like, it's fine. I have, like, a couple glasses of, like, wine and, like, a vodka soda. And the light show started happening and Joe Jonas is DJing. And then I'm feeling myself get to that point where I'm like, all right, control your breathing. Right when I know that my breathing gets a little tight, I'm like, you have to get out of this room now, because if not, you're going to pass out right in front of Joe Jonas. And how embarrassing to see Joe Jonas being like, wait, like, no, I'm not going to do that. So that's how I found out I was sensitive to light. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm epileptic, but sorry, I have to say that word very slowly. Because I can still be in rooms where lights are happening. I guess, I don't know what triggers it, honestly. It comes and goes every once in a while. Like, I've been in nightclubs before. I've seen, like, movies with, like, things. Although I did go to a haunted house. I can't do strobe lights. That's one thing I cannot do. Went to a haunted house and it was, like, fully fogged out just with strobe lights. And we moved past the point of, like, control your breathing, close your eyes, because I literally just got on the ground and had to crawl out of there. And, like, with my eyes closed, because I was like, I'm going to pass out in this and no one's going to see me and someone's going to step on me and this guy's fake chainsaw is going to hit my face and I'm going to be furious. So, yeah, I am sensitive to light. And I did a little, like, TikTok video to it, but it was when, like, that sound was really big, that it's like, one thing about me is that. So it was, like, a little funny and everyone was like, haha, that's so funny. But no, it's dead ass serious. And every time I go to the doctor, they say that's, like, I'm fine. That's why I don't mess with if y'all have learned anything about my doctors, is that they are not amazing. My appendix burst and they gave me a Tylenol. Like, so I don't think that they were going to be able to find out if I was like, okay or not. But yeah, I'm sensitive to light, which is great and it's amazing. But yeah, I didn't know that. I thought that was something that you were like born with. I still don't know if it's something that you can develop. I don't know what it is. I think, again, anytime people are just like, any light shows or anything like that. I think we went to the circus, same thing. They did like a light show and I had to like excuse myself because I was like, I don't want to have to do that. I haven't had an episode like that since I was in the frat house because I realized how dangerous that was, of just like, I'm falling on the stairs and obviously you can break your neck. Also, there's drunk people all over the place. They can step on you. They did step on me. Like, it was not fun. It was not great. I involuntarily ended up trying jungle juice. Like, I didn't want to do that either. So that was a fail on me. But yeah, it's a little scary when you figure out as you get older, your body starts to change and your body starts to like, I don't know, things start popping up, and turns out I'm sensitive to light. And I don't want to, and trust and believe, because I think somebody called me a liar one time. They're like, that's a lie. You're either epileptic or, and it's like, I don't have that. But it's definitely real. And if you ask my friend Vanessa, Josh Jr., they're definitely going to tell you, yeah, it's 110% real. She's sensitive to light. So now every time I go out to like a club or something and there's like intense amount of light, they just try to like cover my head so that like my brain doesn't register that there's a whole entire light show happening. But yeah, I didn't know that about myself, but at least I do now. That's something I wish I didn't find out on the New York City sidewalk, because I can't imagine the amount of germs and bacteria I put on my face, because I fell on my face. I fell like on my face this way. Oh my God. And thank God, like, I don't know, girl, I did my skincare routine really good that night because I was not trying to play with it. But yeah, at least now I know. It's a little scary, can be very dangerous, but something that's manageable. But yeah, that was the time I found out I was sensitive to light. And each time was freaking like traumatizing. Like, I was getting, people were laughing at me the second time. The first time, people were almost got into a car accident to stop to come and help me. Like, which, I mean, good Samaritans, that's a good thing for them to do. But yeah, that was today's episode. If you're sensitive to light, girl, I feel you. And I haven't found somebody else that's like has like issues with like light sensory issues, I guess. But I know that I'm not the only one, though. I cannot be the only one, because I don't understand how people can sit in a room with strobe lights. That makes absolutely no sense to me, for real. Like, you are of the top 1%. Like, when it comes to survival of the fittest, you are the fittest. If you can sit in a room with a strobe light, you are insane. I can't even look at it from afar because it gives me a headache. But yeah, so I guess, you know what, props on y'all for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back with another episode next week. And yeah, turn off the lights. Bye.